items are being displayed, Brooke.
Yeah, good morning, Dave. This morning we're talking basketball. You know that basketball. Now, basketball is my favorite sport. I like to dribble up and down the court. A little throwback to Little Bow Wow. But that's right, I am at the Perry County Jail Museum, where we are talking about more than 100 years of Panther basketball right here at a new exhibit. We'll be talking to organizers. Now, back to you in the studio.
I can't compete with that right there. I'm not sure if Storm Track 3 Chief Meteorologist can, or Nick Housen can either, but we'll check in with him on the morning forecast also in the next.
Thank you, Nick. Well, staying dry and warm inside is Brooke Slider.
That's right. Last time we talked to her, she was singing along there in Perry County.
Yes, so it's rapping for us.
Yeah, what do you have for us now?
Yeah, good morning, every day. Well, right now, I'm at the Perry County Jail Museum, where we are talking about more than 100 years of Panther basketball. You don't want to pass on what's next.
It is 5:16, and the Perry County Jail, well, they are proud to show off some memorabilia, and it's going to showcase its past and highlight its accomplishments.
All right, well, Brooke is live now with organizers to show us a new exhibit.
Yeah, good morning, Evie Dave. Well, right now I'm at the Perry County Jail Museum, and I am wearing my blue, and that's because we are talking about more than 100 years of Panther basketball. So joining me this morning is one of the organizers here at the museum, Genevieve. Thank you so much for waking up dark and early with me. Go ahead and tell me a little bit about this exhibit that you guys have.
Well, we have 112 years of Panther basketball exhibited in at least 3 rooms and 2 hallways. So that's a lot of spots. And
tell me a little bit about what we're seeing right now.
Well, one of the areas that we have highlighted is our staircase. And that's because upstairs we are revamping and redoing the upstairs so that way hopefully we can have new exhibits coming. But what you're seeing is all vintage Panther garb and or memorabilia. Starting up top with Lori Hep Jinkles Letterman sweater from the 80s. The basketball shoes you see are custom made for Hayden Hicks, number 22, and on the tongue it says State in 2008. The basketball that you see right here is actually signed by the man, the myth, and the legend himself, Merle Duster Thomas.
And you guys have been collecting this for a while then. I mean, I'm sure it took a while to get all these different pieces and collect them and put all this together.
Yeah, it did. But, you know, here's the greatest thing is we didn't have to get all of these things. They came from coaches, fans, players themselves. And so a lot of this is all on loan to us.
Well, I'm definitely excited because this is really the smallest portion of this new exhibit. We're going to be showing you the bigger rooms where there's even more memorabilia, so that's coming up next. But for now, Nick, I'm going to go ahead and toss it over to you with a look at today's weather, because you know what? It's pretty chilly out there.
I know Brooke was pretty happy to be inside today.
And I'm live in Pinckneyville, where we are talking Panther basketball and cheerleaders as well.
We've got. All right, well, it is March Madness, but we're not talking about college hoops here, Abby. We're going to be talking about some high school hoops and talking about a little history.
That's right. Brooke is live in Perry County with what's happening there.
Good morning, Evie and Dave. Well, all my life I want to be a Panther. I am told that is the cheer. I'm here at the Perry County Jail Museum, where we are talking about more than 100 years of Panther basketball details.
Well, organizers at the Perry County Jail Museum have been working hard on a new exhibit that will give guests a blast from the past.
And our Brooke Slayer is live this morning in Perry County. She's been singing, she's been cheering, she's getting everyone all fired up, and it sounds like you're talking basketball, Brooke.
Yeah, good morning, Evie and Dave. Well, not only are we talking basketball, we're also talking about some cheerleading as well this morning, but we have moved to a different part of the museum because there is a lot to show when it comes to this Panther basketball. So joining me again this morning is Genevieve. So Genevieve, tell me a little bit about what's in this room because we have a lot of clothing behind us, but there's some pictures, some yearbooks, some things that the audience can't see.
Yeah, I have a little bit of everything so that way any Panther fan can come in and find their generation and thumb through the yearbooks or scrapbooks. In my hand, I've got one of my favorite items, which is a hand-crocheted Panther for Neva Korn. It's absolutely adorable.
And for those people at home, who is Neva Korn? Because there's a little bit of story of who she is and kind of what she did for the team.
Yes, during quite a few years, Neva Korn, who was the wife of Coach Dick Korn, also was the cheerleading coach. So she was a big avid Panther fan.
Absolutely. There's a couple of items that you want to show us really quickly that have a pretty big significance.
Yes. So this is the earliest jersey that we have that belonged to Tim Kellerman for his freshman year in the 70s. And then the number 35 jersey belongs to Ryan Eisenhower, who played it in the 94 state championship games. And then in the 2001 state championship, I've got this poster right here that belonged to Mr. Haven Hicks.
Okay, so quite a bit of a range here when it comes to the jerseys. And then one thing that really caught my eye, because I'm a history person and I'm not sure if Stephen, my camera guy, can pan to it or not, are those black and white photos up there. Just go ahead and give me a little background real quickly.
These are the early team photos. The ones that you see are from like the 20s. And the basketball schedule is on one of them from 1927. And I think it just brings out great Paintville Panther basketball history.
Absolutely. And speaking of history, there is a lot more to share. We have some other rooms right here in the Perry County Jail Museum that will be showing on later on in the show. But for now, I'm going to go ahead and toss it back to you guys in the studio.
A pretty chilly morning outside. At least there's no rain. A light rain around. We're also tracking a chance for some freezing temperatures coming up this weekend. I'll have the latest on what to expect coming up.
Thank you, Nick. Well, not having to worry about any rain or colder temperatures right now because she's inside is Brooke.
That's right. She's in Perry County at the Jail Museum where guests can enjoy a new exhibit. Brooke.
Yeah, good morning, Evie and Dave. Well, you don't want to drop the ball on this exhibit, or in this case, your pom-poms, because we are talking about 100 years of Panther basketball coming up.
Shout out.
6:14 now, and the Perry County Jail Museum, well, they have a new exhibit, and they say that, I think this is a play on words, you don't want to pass on it.
Oh, Brooke Slyer is live in Pinckneyville to give us a look.
Yeah, good morning, Evie and Dave. Well, this morning we are talking about 100 years of Panther basketball, and really, we're about to show one of my favorite parts of the museum. It's all the old-timey memorabilia. You know that I love history, but it actually all started with Genevieve here finding this receipt. So go ahead and tell me a little bit about this receipt, how it kicked things off, and what you're holding right there.
Okay, so the receipt that you have right here is a receipt for $5 for Duster Thomas's car. So when Duster Thomas won the 1948 state championship game, the town bought him a car. But the Illinois High School Association would not let him keep the car, but Duster had a solution. The high school got to keep the car, but he got to drive it as a thank you for housing the car from the high school.
Well, nowadays, $5 will get you the air freshener for your car. So pretty good deal right there. And then what are you holding?
I am holding one of the only known to us tickets for the 1948 state championship game. This ticket belonged to Paulina Isabel Hinkie Covey. And we found this in 21, and it has a mate that belongs at the high school.
So pretty neat there. And then we also have quite a bit of memorabilia right here in this case, and you know, all these black and white photos, some of the older items that comes with this exhibit.
Yeah, we even have an original print of the 1910 team, spanning all the way to the 1948 state championship games. And then in the second row, you've got everything up to the Dick Korn era. The most interesting thing that we also have in the 1948 state championship era is a program from 1948, a basketball banquet card, the Letterman sweater that belonged to Paulina Hinkie Covey, and Duster Thomas's 1948 state championship yearbook, which is signed by PCHS.
And 1948 is a big year for Pinckneyville Panthers because that really kicked off a series of state championship wins.
Yes, for over 10 years, we went to state or regionals or sectionals, so much so that the newscasters joked saying it should be called the Duster Thomas Trophy. And it put Pinckneyville basketball on the map. There used to not be classes like Class A, Class B, everything was the same class. Chicago was the same as Pinckneyville.
Well, I'm definitely learning a lot so far this morning about basketball, about Panther basketball, and right now we are in the main exhibit. We'll be showing off the other half of this room coming up later on the show, but for now, back to the studio.
I'll tell you what, that Pinckneyville, they are, if you know anyone from Pinckneyville, they are so proud of their basketball history there, and quite a history they have, of course. And checking in.
Thank you, Nick. Well, the weather lately might be a little foul, but Brooke is staying nice and dry. She's learning a whole lot about the Panthers.
Well, we're learning as well, yes, some historic basketball memorabilia as well on display in Perry County at the Jail Museum. Brooke, what next do you have for us?
Yeah, good morning, Evie and Dave. Well, this morning we are throwing it back to the 80s and 90s, getting a look back at some of the memorabilia from that time period.
Perry County Jail Museum, it's being considered the MVP of Pinckneyville Panther basketball memorabilia.
Brooke Slyer's live with organizers this morning with more. Brooke?
Yeah, good morning, Evie and Dave. Well, right now we are in the main exhibit area. And just a little while ago, we were talking about memorabilia from the early 1900s up through about 1948. But now we are on the other half of the main exhibit. And this is a little bit of a closer throwback. We're talking about the 80s and 90s. We're going to be one last time this morning is Genevieve. So Genevieve, tell me about this shirt that I'm holding up.
It's a Children of Corn shirt. That's Pep Club shirt that used to be way back when. The main basketball coach's name is Dick Corn. So, no, we're not Stephen King lovers. We just like calling ourselves the Children of the Corn because we have love and respect and admiration for Coach Corn.
Absolutely. This is a great, little throwback right here. Love this. And go ahead and tell me a little bit about what's in the case, maybe the ring that you're wearing.
We'll start with the ring that I'm wearing. This belongs to Ryan Eisenhower. He played and won on the state championship in 1994. Sorry about getting mixed up there. And the case highlights from 80s all the way till 2007 when Coach Corn retired. Some of the things to highlight is we have personal trophies that belong to Kyle Smith, who played on the 2001 team. That won state championship. Haven Hicks.
I did mess it up.
Also played in the 2001 team, and various other things like Zach Hawkins' 1,000-point career ball.
So a lot of cool items in here. Really quickly before we go, we want to talk to Cheryl Bickham. She has been here all morning, but mostly behind the scenes. But she has something that she donated to the exhibit that's near and dear to her heart. So really quickly, Cheryl, go ahead and tell me about the item that's right there next to you.
So in 2005, the high school decided to get a new gym floor, so they cut up and auctioned off the existing gym floor, and so it was a good fundraiser. So my husband and I purchased this along with a lot of other pieces, and so I donated this to the exhibit. But there's a lot of people that have coffee tables made out of the gym floor, as well as we've got a bar that has a whole free throw line on it. So it's kind of neat memorabilia.
Absolutely. And of course, we have been talking all things Panther basketball today. And for those who are interested in checking out this exhibit, that information on our website a little later this morning. That is WSILTV.com under news for this morning. But for now, back to you in the studio.
And a good Thursday